The Philadelphia Eagles are your 2018 Super Bowl champions. Good evening, folks. It's February 7th, 2018. Welcome to the garage. With me tonight, Walt Campos. Say hello, Walt.
What's up, John?
Yeah, so, there's a lot of nice stories about the Philadelphia Eagles winning the Super Bowl. That's not what we're about here. So it's a good thing that Scotty's out at the parade. Scotty is loving this, and congratulations, Scotty. But of all the lovely storylines we can go with, we talk a lot about them puking on people on purpose, them greasing the poles so they can't do anything. Well, Slate compiled a list of the terrifying things heard on Philadelphia police scanners after the Eagles won the Super Bowl.
I can only imagine.
So what we're going to do for this is we're going to go through Slate's article here. We're going to go timeline by timeline. And, Walt, I'm going to read them out and chime in as you think of it.
Sure, no problem.
So, they win the Super Bowl, and at 10:20, thousands going south on Broad Street from Spring Garden. Thousands. Just walking down the street. That's normal stuff, though.
Sure.
The Rangers would I was in the stadium in '99 when they won, and it was nuts. We were out till like 3 o'clock in the morning, all over the streets in the shittiest areas of the Bronx.
Oh, I can imagine.
But when we waited for playoff tickets that year, it was the same thing, though. You would sleep over, you'd be there the weekend, and it would be like a giant party all weekend long. It was crazy.
Right.
Okay, so 10:36. We need somebody at Broad and Walnut, southwest corner. People on the pole.
Yeah. On the pole. It's exactly what you, as a dad, you wouldn't want you wouldn't want to hear about your daughter.
Yeah, they don't specify. They don't specify which pole, but I would have to assume it's some of the greased ones. But
right, exactly. No.
He must read. It must have read like matter of factly. People on the pole. They're doing it again. This is just something. Apparently, in Philly, there's people just hang from poles randomly. Philadelphia.
It's not just Super Bowl Sunday. It's every Sunday.
Right. Like when I read that last one, the last show that we did, when they were talking about greasing the poles.
Yeah.
But you're greasing the poles, you're expecting them to climb the poles, like they do this. This is something that happens.
Probably.
Apparently, it is. So 10:40. I got about 2,000 college students coming from Walnut Street to 30th to Center City. So 2,000 college students marching the streets. 10:46. It's endless, Chief. Endless.
There's no hope.
Right?
There's no hope. It's the end of the world. It's the zombie apocalypse.
Holy fuck. 10:50. I got people coming up the ramps on 676 eastbound. I don't have a clue how they're getting up. Should I go down and get these people off? So apparently they're climbing up some highway. 10:53. About 4 stories above the Wawa, we got people out on the ledge. I can't tell how they came up. If they're not allowed to be there, can we get them down? They're coming out of the window up there.
They're coming out of the window.
So they were marching the streets. Thousands of people marching the streets. There are people pouring out of the windows and standing on their ledges for some reason.
Oh my God! They're
what? I mean, I guess they were fucked up. There must have been a party. They had the fucking office party at whatever building this was, the 4th floor, and everybody's getting fucked up. Yeah, go out on the ledge.
Philly is the wildest bunch. It's the wildest city I think I've ever seen, as far as sports cities.
10:57. Be advised that someone is flying a drone in the area of the market. Okay, so what? They're flying a drone. At 15th, they're lighting off fireworks. Okay, fireworks. That's normal.
That's the city of fireworks.
11:04 p.m. We got a large crowd at City Hall climbing the fence.
There you go.
They're storming City Hall.
They're storming City Hall. The mayor's going to get it.
11 o'clock at night. They're storming City Hall. 11-11. They're on top of trash trucks. There's no one to be on top of trash trucks, guys. That's not allowed. It's not to be allowed to be on top of trash trucks, guys. Come on, fellas.
They're taking out the trash. They're taking out themselves.
11-14. We have multiple people on Broad Street swinging on light poles.
It's a jungle out there.
11-20. Climbing the trash trucks at 13.
Oh my God, these poor cops.
I like how they set it up though. I like how they let you, fellas, don't be climbing those trash trucks, and then like 3 things later, they give you the punchline. They're climbing the trash trucks.
Climbing the trash trucks. Like you didn't see that coming, right? That was foreshadowing.
Yeah. But that's how you got to do it though.
No, absolutely.
11-23. I got a group jumping up and down on tractor trailers now. 2 white men in black jackets and blue jeans. So they're jumping down on tractor trailers. Okay. I don't know where this randomly tractor trailers are going to run around jumping on top of them.
Right. What are they carrying?
Yeah. I need to get the fire extinguisher out of my trunk. I got a fire on Broad Street just south of South. Someone lit a Christmas tree on fire. 11-26. They just flipped a car over. If you can get a medical response team over, I greatly appreciate it.
I greatly appreciate. I'm surprised it took them that long to flip their first car over.
Okay, 11:35. Female assaulted.
They're slipping.
11:37. This is extremely horrible. We need rescue here. Somebody got horribly injured from a fall.
Nice.
11:38. They're trying to tear multiple light posts down. I don't have anyone to counteract it right now. So this dude's by himself. He's like, I'm here by myself. They're ripping the light poles down. I'm not doing nothing.
You know what they should have done? They should have cut the power.
Oh yeah, but there'd be mayhem. There'd be people beating the shit out of each other, fucking stealing shit. They're pulling down the light poles and they fucking turn the power out. They just use that as a battering ram. A man jumped off a light pole and landed on his head. All right.
Man.
Well, these they're all randomly the same, and they get stupider as they go. So one of them, though, they did ask them to send SWAT teams, though. They're throwing bottles to the cops, send SWAT team.
Can you imagine, like, there must be somewhere where they have to defuse a bomb or something, but they're being led away from that real emergency, because a bunch of schmucks are happy that the Eagles won the Super Bowl. So,
True. Luckily, nobody really wants to blow up anything in Philadelphia.
Nobody cares about the Liberty Bell anymore, huh?
I wonder how easy, like, the Liberty Bell would probably be a harder get, but I wonder how easy it would be to bomb Independence Hall. Because you could probably go in there and just blow it up.
Yeah, I'm afraid to even find out, because like it's really scary when you think about, like, even like over here in New York, like on Halloween there was that van that hit a bunch of people. That every now and then there's something that happens that you're like, man, where's the security? Anything can happen. You just gotta plan for that. You can't. You can't. You really can't. You just gotta. The second you step out the door, just be glad that something didn't happen to you. You know what I'm saying? So
that's how I always feel. I don't have to be faster than a lion. I just have to be faster than you.
Faster than the other guy, right? No, absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. Oh, it's like I don't know, like, fucking life is not so, like, life ain't fair. I always have a coach to say that life is fair. Life is hard. It's hard for everybody. It's fucked up.
Yeah.
So absolutely. Don't get eaten by the lion. That's the only thing.
Absolutely, or the bear, or the tiger.
Right, but if you do, well, it had to be somebody, didn't it? Fucking line's got to eat.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And if that thing is eating, it's not eating you. You know, keep that stomach full is all I got to say.
This just took a weird turn to where I don't know if
it went into getting eaten. It went into people getting eaten.
Yeah, like I honestly thought they would be funny shit in that Eagle stuff. To be honest, Scotty's not wrong. I mean, there wasn't a ton of crazy shit there. I don't think. Yeah, I mean, this car's getting flipped over and shit getting burned on fire, set on fire. Okay, that happens everywhere.
It's because Scotty didn't get there yet.
It's true. He might go nuts.
The party isn't there yet. You know what he should be doing? He should get some interviews for the show, for this show.
Well, now that is one thing. Because I've been watching a lot of shows and stuff. I think YouTube is like a really building up into a medium where people connect with good ideas and stuff like that.
Right.
And I still always like to have like something geared towards more funny stuff, but I like the idea, and the stuff that I've been watching lately is all really just interesting conversations. Now
I agree.
To get viewership on that and to get those interesting ideas, you do need to get guests on and to get it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of that catch-22, because in order for people to want to go on your show, you have to do something that's worthwhile. So you have to have interesting conversations.
Right.
I've noticed in our stuff when we get through the news stories are a good way to get us going. And we can get some fun stuff in there. Sometimes they're funnier than others. It also depends on who's on the show that night. It depends, how they all go. But we always pick up better flow after that's all done, and we're just having a conversation. And so I don't mind that, and I think that's a good, like a formatless form. Okay, whatever.
Sure.
We talk over each other a lot less. The pacing's better. And I think in general that's the direction where I want to go. So I'm pretty happy with that.
Yeah, it sounds good to me. I love interesting conversations just like you do. So I mean, I'd be down with getting
book backwards, man.
Upside down. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm doing it on purpose.
All right. As long as it's on purpose now.
Here, look here.
No, I think Scotty was right last week. Now that you changed it around, it's not the same anymore.
Right, exactly. Exactly. I was if Scotty was doing the show tonight, I was going to have several different books all upside down just to see if he'd notice. I was going to get a whole bunch of other books and just line them up all upside down.
It's too bad you don't have a thing that's big enough, because you get a bunch of them lined up upside down, but you have one.
Yeah, I would
just
move. I'd move this, and then he'd be able to see it, that they were all upside down.
Is the ledge, how big is that ledge that you put the book on?
Well, I mean, this is maybe about 1.5 feet.
No, like width-wise, like the other way.
Oh, it's thin. It's thin.
Oh, but it's still big enough that you could put a bunch of books upside down, right? And then one book in between, right side up, just in front of them, right side up.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that would, because you see the small book that's right side up, so you think, it's normal, but then the other ones are upside down. It doesn't really
Right.
Behind it, like depth, Fucking. Yeah, so like I was telling you before, I like Rogan. I like the Joe Rogan Experience. I watched the Rubin Report, right? And we're not going to get political in this vein.
Mm-hmm.
But these guys do a lot of stuff. They do a lot of podcasts that are like sharpened to where they, they do it the right way. They have studios in their houses that they do it from, and they fly people in with the money they make on Patreon. And they're at the top of what they do. So you see episodes of them on together, and with other people, they do the interview. They ask the questions. They ask the stuff they want to know, and that these two hosts are on the show together, and the whole show is just them shooting the shit, just like talk about random wherever the fucking conversation goes.
Right.
So it's funny how that works out. But
Yeah.
I like that kind of thing, and that's what I want to do here. And
Yeah. There's so many interesting things that we can get into. Like we can do philosophy, and if we did philosophy, I mean that's all just old politics. It's not politics from now, but it's still relevant because it could still be something that could be applied today. We could do psychology. We could do a number of different things. I mean, and it depends on the guest that we have on also. So we could do sports. I mean, me and you know enough about sports, we can carry on a conversation forever.
I like fucking talking about sports. Porzingis fucking done. Knicks are done. It's gonna be a year again. It's like a fucking curse because he's done. He's not gonna be the franchise guy that he was. He tore his leg out. He's not gonna be able to move the same way. Even if he comes back, he does great rehab and he comes back, he's still always just a fucking slip away from blowing his knee out because he's fucking 7-8 feet tall and beanpole skinny. And if he's gonna flop around like a noodle with their bones in there.
Oh man. Oh, poor guy. Poor guy.
Yeah, it's fucked up, but
we could totally do that, and we could. There's so many topics we can get. I can get into music, So
I have to say, I think that this week this show is crashing and burning pretty quickly. The opening segment wasn't really the charmer that I thought it was going to be. Then we started babbling about what the fuck.
But you'd be surprised because it was actually kind of funny. I think it was funnier than you think, but
most things are. But then again, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
But the thing is that we can edit this any way we want. So it doesn't have to be full shows. It doesn't have to be full shows. Some weeks could be 5-minute clips, which is fine.
Sure.
There's no reason why we have total control. It doesn't have to be a half hour every day, every week. It could be as long as we want it to be.
That's that's one of those things that the timing, right? Because like Rogan has 3-hour shows every week. Ruben is like an hour and a half, right? I think an hour and a half is a good amount of time, but like we don't really have time for that. By the time we get everything going, it's always late.
Right. And also that since they're well known now, they have their sponsors to adhere to, which is why it's 3 hours, which is why it's an hour and a half. So they have certain. I'm sure there's a contract that was signed that they have to.
Although, Rogan said that he doesn't. Isn't. That's one of the things we were talking about. They're not beholden to anything because they get money directly from people donating to them.
Well, that's good. I mean, that I'm sure that that's like a base income. I'm sure that he gets. He also gets money from like actual views, but
they get the YouTube one too when it's not demonetized.
Right, and but the thing is I don't know how much of that on the podcast because I listen to the podcast. There is there is advertising on there, so I'm sure the podcast itself gets
when I don't know, it's every 20 minutes or something like that. It throws the 5-second.
Yeah, exactly. So there's something they're adhering to something, but I'm sure since they have that
I've watched
base
so many
income,
podcasts lately.
Yeah.
I've watched so many podcasts lately that you say that, and as soon as you say that, the commercial that I've heard for the last 6 days popped right into my head. So as you're talking, I hear this fucking commercial for this comedian show about my son, like a Jewish play, My Son the Waiter.
Okay.
Yeah, like it's a bad thing that like he's the curse of the family because he's only a waiter.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's the commercial that's been playing forever. And it was stuck in my head.
You've been anchored.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, that's true.
We could talk about NLP. You say so.
Yeah, that's one thing that is very interesting to me.
Hmm.
NLP wise, a lot of the stuff that Peterson talks about is a lot of Joseph Campbell, a lot of NLP, a lot of stuff you'd hear Anthony Robbins talk about,
Hmm.
conditioning and shit like that. It's weird how many different like worlds cross in that, you know,
Hmm.
in those conversations about NLP psychology and evolutionary psychology. I'm like
Hmm.
fucking fascinated with now.
Yeah. Well, we always were.
Everything's a hierarchy,
Always were.
huh?
We always were into
Yeah,
that, you know?
I know, like the whole thing with the hierarchies, where we are just. I mean, it's something that you always know thinking about in the terms of dogs and like lions and shit. Like we did that. Remember we did that video, which is fucking crazy because now we did that video. It was such hard work to put that video together. Although it is almost 10 years old now. But if that was now, you just hit the switch and do the fucking video. And have
Right.
the
Right.
have the overlays load up and fucking bong bong bong.
Right. Right.
You know what I
Right.
mean?
Big
But
difference. Couple
yeah,
years
big
makes.
difference. You could clip out stuff. You could clip things out and put it together, frame by different frames.
Right. Right.
Um, but fucking, I don't know. I was going to say, oh yeah, yeah. But like, you think of it in those terms, as if we're a specific kind of entity that does that. All pack animals, they only do that. Only you turn out that everything does that.
Yeah.
Everything everywhere does that. And it
Yeah.
always breaks into that every time with every species.
Right. Because it's about survival. In the end, it's
It's
the
survival
best
of the
way to
fittest.
survive. Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
And that's how they naturally pick out the winner. The best of genes that should be moving forward for whatever the
Right.
environment was. It's
Right.
literally how that's crazy. Think about this, and I'm sure Peterson would think this, or some of these guys would think this, but they know it inherently. They just so they know what to say because it's basic. But if if the hierarchy is what dictates what the best suited offspring are for the environment, right? Then it's actually the hierarchy that drives evolution, because the hierarchy is what decides what the best traits are to live in that society at that time. You need to be you need to be have big shoulders and a huge cock to fucking survive in this particular world.
Right.
That's what we need. You know what I mean?
Right. Right. Right.
So like and those are the ones that are chosen. So those genetically, that's what's there, is those types of people. So then, because of the hobby, those are the ones that get to breed. Those are the children that they're having, and then the whole society turns that way. All the people are that
Right.
mode.
Right. Exactly.
So
And also, yeah. Go ahead.
it really is. It's the hierarchy that dictates in what direction the
Right.
creatures go.
Right. Right. Exactly. And then never mind how they adapt to the whatever environmental things going on around them, that changes them, and then that mutates because they have to survive on that level.
Well, think about it though. What is it? Say, okay, so the environment changes, right?
Right.
The only people that are going to live in the changed environment are the ones that whatever they have going on with them, they adapted to that environment the best. They figured out how to live in that environment better than the rest of the people did.
Absolutely.
But because fuckface in this world is the guy who figured out how to do it the best, all the chicks like that guy. And he then gets to pick out which chick has the qualities that he likes.
Right.
But it would also have to be the one that survived in that environment too, because obviously you didn't survive. He's not making babies in you.
Right. Right.
And then the fucking offspring have his traits and her traits.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's the world.
Yeah, absolutely. And think about it. I mean, think about why we're, as guys, we're attracted to the way certain girls look, right? The hips, the all, because I mean, those characteristics are good for bearing children, or the certain look means that they're healthy. Even Peterson says this. I mean, the healthy, the way you look shows that you have a certain amount of intelligence, believe it or not.
Really?
So
I
yeah,
hadn't heard that. Wow.
yeah. He says it in a few of these interviews, because
I gotta
it
see that.
shows that through evolution that there was a certain kind of intelligence that was needed to survive, and then the way you looked signified that you were healthy enough, and that you were also, because you were healthy enough, you were also intelligent enough to carry on. So that's why. I obviously didn't say it as eloquently as he would have, but that was the gist of it that I got out of it. I'll look it up, and I'll
Yeah,
send you
find
the
that one.
link.
I want to
Yeah,
see that.
yeah.
Because that's
And it was something that I saw him say recently.
well, I mean, if you're talking about, I mean, because and in this sense, it makes sense. And I don't know if this is what you're saying, what he's saying.
Mhm.
If you obviously, the smarter you are, the more intelligent you are, the more you're going to be able to blend into your surroundings, blend into your environment. And in a predatory prey world, which outside the construction of human societies, it was always a predator prey world. Every other creature is a predator in the predator prey world, right?
Right.
Surviving can depend on how you look because that's how you're going to blend into the environment, not get eaten.
Right.
Camouflage yourself based on how you look.
That could very well be the gist I got out of what he was saying was literally that people could see how, based on how you looked, that was a tell for them that the person was able to survive because they were healthy, and because they were healthy, they looked a certain way. They looked good, and hence that they were also intelligent, because the healthy people that looked good were also intelligent, all at the same time. They had all of these factors.
Wow.
Together, yeah.
I don't know,
So,
like now,
yeah.
because there is also, like you say, think about somebody like the Kardashians, who you
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't claim are intelligent,
Mm-hmm.
right? Based on not compared to Jordan
Right.
Peterson.
No, not at all. I'm sure they have
Right.
their kind of intelligence, whatever it is.
Right.
That
They turn stuff. You know what? I've actually changed my opinion on them quite a bit because they're not as bad. They're not Jersey Shore people. They have turned them, whatever they do, into a business, and they've done well. They've been successful.
Exactly.
So whatever formula they used, it's worked.
They used whatever that Paris Hilton formula was. That's what they used.
Whatever it is, but they used it. And they perfected it, and they're the best at it.
It's a showbiz formula, because they were all kids of people who were in show business or prominent lawyers or that kind of thing. So that's what it was.